Alright, so since the PS1 boot up stuff is included here, that gives me time to explain what the hell this game is. So,
What are you inflicting on us?
okay, so there was the makers of Dragon Master, which is an arcade fighter that like very blatantly traced over Street Fighter 2 sprites and everything. Now, the same company made Master's Fury for the arcade, which only people only found out that that thing was even real like I don't know, like a year ago or so. And
It wasn't just a fever dream.
and this company, a Japanese company, took this Korean bootleg ass game and gave it basically tried to remake it and give it like an anime paint almost with the presentation.
I just love the two people at the beginning. They're just like clearly just translating the sprites around, just moving them around like cells. Oh my god! Like that!
Yeah. Now the thing is, a lot of the sprites are still intact, although you'll see that they had some problems scaling them down for this port, or remake.
The PlayStation could not handle the raw power of bootleg Street Fighter 2, basically.
Yeah. And, strangely enough, yeah, this has an English, language, despite it being Japanese only. Which is very strange. But, so the thing is, part of the anime repaint, it does not include the sprites, but does include all the artwork, and a lot of the artwork does not match up with the sprites, let's say.
This has watch mode, okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can actually pick yeah, so there's Kim, there's Jack Turner, Jubei. That's Young Geese there. But this is I think this is both just Ryo and Kim mixed together. So this guy was a Korean
a giant arrow pointing to Japan. It's over here.
Anyway, this sprite work.
Oh god.
Yeah. So
this looks like they scaled all the sprites up with a JPEG, like, you know, scaler.
Yeah, or like if you just like
and then put an HTQX filter on it or something.
It kind of reminds me when I've scaled things down but didn't use like precise measurements, so like pixels are getting distorted, and I think that's exactly what happened here. Because
did the original game look this bad?
No. The sprites were not this terrible. They were traced, of course, but okay, so so the thing is, they renamed a lot of characters. Mr. Death is not one of them. Takuya was a Korean character by the name of Kang Pung, and here he's a Japanese guy named Takuya, so not really sure what the decision was there.
That is the most reflective office building in the world.
Yet it's not reflecting them. Like, I know that's gonna be hard to do in 2D, but
This is the weirdest trajectory on his air special thing.
Yeah.
He like kind of arcs up, and then as he's coming down, he starts attacking.
How do you prefer to be killed? What do you want on your tombstone?
So this guy, a trace of Kim Dragon from World Heroes, of all things, used to be called Tony Rung, and here he's Long Way.
Round one.
It's a long way from a good game.
Yeah.
Are they fighting over the toxic waste from Doom?
I'm not really sure what is going on at this stage, and I never was, but luckily, if you wanted Long Way and his stage in Mugen, well, I have news for you.
I hope the sprites look exactly like this.
They do, and he is as hard to play as he is in his source material.
This is the Masters Fighters. That can't be good.
I like that you have steerable projectiles, like this is fucking Street Fighter the movie.
Or Survival Arts. Longway is sort of infamous for having a move where if you hit them in the corner, it just does like 98% damage. And it's not even a super or anything. Oh wow, the AI is barely fighting back.
Come on, you can get a point, AI.
Oh yeah. Another weird thing is that a lot of the voice actors here were strangely in the Hunter x Hunter 1999 anime adaptation. And behind the voice actors reveals that a lot of the same people were in the Rugrats dub. So there was just a weird crossing of all three things here.
Okay, so he's just a psychopath.
He's like the henchman for the young geese looking dude. But he's just a lot more one note.
Is the character on the loading screen actually one of the playable characters?
Yeah.
Oh, is that like the Yuri edit looking?
Yeah. Except in the original game, her portrait looked a lot more like King. Which they changed here. In fact, even her versus portrait looks nothing like the loading screen sprite. It's a total mess. Now,
So I wonder who this is edited from.
it's like Tung Furu's head on Lee from Art of Fighting's body, I think.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of weird, like, Franken-spriting going on in this game.
I like how the CPU just started, like, rapidly blocking and unblocking.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it was like AI that I coded in Mugen.
Round 2.
Now, Kang is an exception because he is also not renamed or really refashioned or anything. Except in the original game, he had an intro where he dropped from the ceiling and went and just threw kicks out randomly. Sadly, he does not seem to be a drunken dumbass in this one. And also, I guess I shouldn't say they didn't rename Mr. Death, because in the original game, he was Mr. Dave. I used that in a Mugen character once.
Oh really?
This sound and all this that image, it looks like a hypercard stack on the Macintosh.
It does. Also, this character is the loading screen character.
I noticed some subtle differences.
Yes.
My name is Michelle.
She used to go by the name of Jane Isabelli.
Did she used to be discernible?
Yes. Oh my god. I forgot that was his throw. Or I guess a special throw. God, everything moves so slow in, like, a weird way. Like... And it's funny, because from what little I can discern of the arcade game, it moves way too fast. So there's no real middle ground with this, series?
I like how when a new round starts, like, immediately when the round starts, the music suddenly just abruptly restarts.
Yeah,
not when they load to, the, like, you know, the characters in for the second stage, but when it's actually time to fight.
Yeah, it's not even the right spot. Also, I forgot to note, there are actually some pretty detailed storylines for these characters, amazingly. Except for Mr. Death, he's not really, really much of note.
He seems to be kind of one note, maybe.
Yeah. He's basically this game's Akuma. Except he's Rio.
I think even Akuma's more subtle than this guy.
Yeah, I mean his name.
Killing brings me pleasure and breaking bones. You know what? I'm just fucking horny, alright?
Yeah.
So this character, which you'll see looks absolutely nothing like he does in the game, one of the most troublesome characters in the arcade version, when he went by Tonga, and his portrait in that game is probably one of the most racist things I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I mean, he's a Simpsons character now, so...
Yeah. So I'll give this game credit in that they tried giving him a redesign, at least outside of the game, that is way more acceptable, except even if he does kind of just look like Hagar, really. Of course, in-game, absolutely no resemblance, but he's a character where I can't tell who he's traced over. And it's like the pants make me want to say Robert, but I don't know what the upper body is.
He looks like he was traced over Barbin from Streets of Rage 2.
He kind of just looks like him, actually. Also, a lot of the all the stages in this game are basically untouched from the arcade, as in they didn't horrifically scale it down. For some reason, though, this is a train stage, and in this game, it just doesn't move anymore.
That was too hard.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about the KO noise. Gamp Gamp voiced like, I don't know, 40 characters in the Hunter x Hunter 1999 anime, and a couple in the new anime.
He's just voicing them characters all over the place. Hey, it's Bill.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill.
Bill Guards. He used to go by the name of Pearl Jack.
Bill Guard's what?
His ponytail that suddenly appeared. Also, he gained a few pounds as soon as the match started. You can see he is just very obviously Jack Turner. And he has one of the best profiles I've ever seen.
That walk cycle, Jesus.
He apparently dyes his one of his hairs, like either his beard or his hair.
Oh god, what the fuck?
Yeah, right?
Is that hair or is that just like a weird, like, skin growth?
Yeah, his faux ponytail is flesh colored. I don't know where you get flesh colored hair dye, but
it's like the worst, like, you know, example of 2D sprites with limited palettes having to kind of just, you know, cut corners when it comes to hair colors. Because they just didn't give him a hair color. Even though he has hair. So, his favorite sport is baseball because he thinks his physique is similar to Babe Ruth, which, and his fighting style is literally called brute force and uncalled for techniques.
Well, that's just uncalled for. See? Look at that punch. It did damage.
Yeah. His hobby is apparently tearing the handlebars off of cool motorcycles. So if you got a motorcycle that doesn't have its handlebars anymore, you know who did it now.
I love that they don't ever just fall over. Like, they always have to stand up and then do a loose pose.
Yeah. Who's it? Oh, right.
Jay.
It's Jury from Galaxy Fight.
Yeah, she's like Jury from Galaxy Fight, but I think she's traced over Mai, strangely. It actually took me a few years to even figure that out.
Round 1.
Yeah.
It's like,
Her face looks so weird.
yeah.
Is she wearing a mask? Is she supposed to be wearing a mask?
No, her face is just downscaled into a mask.
But so what I said about Simpsons character,
Oh,
like
oops!
this is just a Simpsons character.
This is just Marge, yeah. Wider.
Throw a loop. I don't know if that was a proper loop or not, but
Yeah, that's definitely a my timeout pose. For some reason, I remember that. So, I don't know about her in the original game where she was Siaki. I don't know what they were going for in the name there. Her storyline is that apparently she's related to the final boss here, which, well, we'll see him later.
Yeah, she's the Rock Howard.
Fun fact, Rock Howard actually voices the final boss.
oh my god, she's doing that flippy GIF thing that your like in progress engine was making.
Just plays the train animation over and over again.
So, one of the a really old video I actually made of this game consisted of Jay doing a very easy Dizzy Infinite with that spinning kick.
Why does the background, like, on a Game Boy for the windscreen?
I don't know. Sakamoto here, who is just Jubei, who, wow, I forgot how fast he moves. So as you can see, he likes kendo.
He also likes clown pants.
Yeah. This was another massive redesign where he was just a dude in sunglasses, and here he has an eye patch, even though in game he just totally has sunglasses on.
Kind of noticed that.
Yeah. Sakamoto, the current voice of E Honda. It is amazing how far some of these people have come.
You pay us, we'll voice act.
It might, like, you know, I don't know the voicing process or anything, and I doubt most of these voice actors are like, you know, hardcore fighting game fans that they'd recognize these sprites off the bat. Now, what makes me curious is that a Japanese company picked this up and still apparently didn't notice that they were sprites, and I have a theory about that, because I think Cinema Supply dealt mostly with music. And here they were just like, let's remake a fighting game, I guess.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, and you can tell that this was not their forte because everything looks like shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we know. Kind of looks like he has 3 fingers on the portrait. Azarowitz was another character I referenced in the Evil Angus, actually. And he went by the name of Abdul Jabbar originally.
Round 1.
And here he's like, he's John Crawley, but he's Guile, but he's Mr. Big. Just all in one character somehow.
Right, you got some of your camo pants on your face.
Also, he has a ninja teleport. I don't know why the fuck he has that.
Oh, the camel makes him blend in.
You know, I think that actually makes more sense than the developers intended. This guy's actually one of my favorite characters because for some reason his voice actor, when he's attacking, just like screams all the time.
I like these. There's these people in the background. Like, there's some normal ones, but there's like some really skinny, squashed ones.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, it's maybe I shouldn't say the stages aren't all fucked up.
I like that the AI teleported across the entire screen only to slowly walk back to where it was. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Also, this like rave theme he's got going on.
You win.
I will say the soundtrack is oddly kind of charming. That's that one's pretty good. He's just saying, like, no, I'm not broken, you just suck. Anyway, let's see what 2P Monsieur Death looks like.
Man, the only way out of this match.
It's through... I like the painting in the background. It doesn't look like 2 arms, like, touching. It just looks like one really long appendage.
Yeah. I will say this game does have some interesting looking stages here and there. I actually have the stage in Mugen, funnily enough. I also like how his 2P palette is just the Rio colors, to just make it even more obvious.
Round 2.
But you know, of course, a bit more washed out, because
Who made a painting of the roof of the Simstein Chapel?
Yeah, it was like they just repainted it. Like they made it like a shitty copy of it and then sold it to some bar.
I mean, you know, forgery paintings are a thing, except this one's a bit more far-fetched.
I like how plain it is, though. It's just like it's all the people, and then there's just no background. Just like, yeah, we got the important part, I guess.
See, I'm sad this isn't like an M. Bison thing where, like, you know, the final boss and the sub-boss didn't just, like, put their own heads on the people there. Well, because he is yourself, so it's kind of a positive. So, yeah. Remember what you're looking at here. Because that is not what you get.
Okay, yeah.
He went by the name originally of Kill Rookie.
Kill that rookie.
Yeah, here he's just Zay.
Man, the final boss of Garo is not nearly as cool as I remember.
He's not actually the final boss, strangely enough.
He's doing weird ass squats.
Yeah.
He's just teabagging the opponent. He's just like, hey, come get me, dude.
Also, I kind of unironically love this theme.
AI looked like it just didn't know, never got started, just kept wiggling.
Round 2. Fight.
Also, I like Kane's profile because his dislikes are people that get in the way of his world domination and cucumbers. That's what happens when he sees cucumbers.
Sha!
Now, he's an odd one that his voice actor, I cannot find any information on. He's just some random dude. Which is funny because, believe it or not, there is a drama CD of this game. So...
Well, I mean, I guess if you're a record company.
Oh yeah, that actually puts it more in perspective. Well, you know, probably not too great. This is the final boss.
Tibbo?
It's T660.
Oh, this is 2.
So, he is like just very short Blanca. Sprite-wise.
Tiny Blanca.
God.
He had a skullet originally, and it was a Japanese guy called Sakato. And here he's now just like a tiny Terminator? I don't. Also, just to remind you, this is Rock Howard's voice. And by extension, Miles Edgeworth's voice. And yeah, you just kind of go back downstairs for the final boss, which I always found kind of weird.
Is
Like, you beat the final overlord, and then you go downstairs, and this guy shows up. He's like, haha!
You win.
The loose animation.
The loose animation is a flippy gif.
Is this just like a tiny Mongo cosplayer?
Oh my god. In this palette, yeah.
You die!
God, they're multiplying.
No matter how tiny he is, he can't duck those fucking fireballs.
Also, I want to reiterate, this is Jay's brother. I don't know what is going on in that family.
There's such a disconnect between...
I guess.
There's such a weird disconnect between what the sprites are based on and what they look like now. It's like, keep going,
Yeah.
like, what does that remind... Oh, right, it's just Blanca. It just is Blanca, but, why Blanca?
Because he's small. I guess.
And then here's a Sonic CD soundtrack.
Yep, that's it. Oh, Kane was voiced by The Planner, apparently. So Unico, yeah, was the Korean company that made the original game, and it's partly dumped.
Oh, well,
good.
Tomboy designed it, so...
Wait, character design, then character original design, it's just both the same people? So, does that mean, like, just, like, the same people just, like, remade the designs that look nothing like they do in-game? Character pattern.
Yeah, there seems to be a pattern among these characters.
Yeah. So I'm guessing either Danger M2 or Toshihide Nishi fucked up the sprites at some point.
Free Adam!
Oh god, are they all free, Adam? Yeah, they are. Wow, that barely fit.
I don't know why the I in Michelle is just dipping down there.
I know, I was like, is that a J? What's going on?
Michelle.
Mr. Ted. Also, I'm noticing a lot of the Japanese names are not Romanized accurately. Oh, and I guess Rock Howard narrated the game too, so. I'm actually curious to see, like, the credits just to see, like, you know, what. Michelle G. Bravo! Wow, somebody named themselves after.
Oh, the copy ability made the background music.
Oh, the composition, the write the words, and the sing.
Jay apparently sang the theme song.
Oh, thanks for all these people for cooperating with us.
And a cat's eye. What a mystery of a fucking game. Yeah, I'm
We will supply this to your cinema.
and we will get promptly kicked out.
Hey, did somebody order a really compressed fighting game?
Alex. Oh. That's it.
Well, I mean, where else you gonna end up?